Good evening and welcome to SpittinFur. My name is Svetlana Snowpaw, and next to me is Roxy Noir Snowpaw.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good week.
Yes, we hope everybody's having a great week.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little wired right now.
Yes, you are.
Whee!
You want to tell them why?
Well, as most of you know, last Saturday was Small Business Saturday. So Svet and I went and did a little bit of Christmas shopping and supported our local small businesses. Which, if you haven't checked out our small business, all the small businesses that we support, our little vendors that are on our beginning slide and also at the top of our Facebook page, please check out those artists and vendors. They're awesome. And a lot of them are still carrying through all their small business Saturday kind of deals, so please turn out and support them. But we went and got an espresso maker.
Yes, a stovetop espresso maker. I've never owned one. I've seen them, never knew what they were. And if you really want to be bougie, it's called a mocha pot.
I just thought they were little coffee like pots. That's all I
That's
thought.
all
they
I
were.
thought it was. I didn't know it was made from espresso, but we visited a local coffee shop, saw them on sale, and had to get one.
Well, we had been talking about it for a while.
I think we had bought it we got it on Black Friday because I dragged you out on Black Friday. I promised that we'd stop for coffee.
Yes, because I have to function on coffee every single day for my job, and if I don't have my coffee by a certain time, Svet can tell you, I become a very big Grinch.
She's a bitch. Let's just be honest with it.
Well, since it is the holidays, I become a Grinch.
I'll have to put Santa hats on our characters soon.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot to change that over. So guess what? Next week you guys will get to see it.
Yes. So, but anyway, we saw the espresso maker, and I had to have it, and at $15, which was cheaper than anyone, even even
yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah, and this was a local. This is a small local coffee shop in the middle of the country.
Yeah. So fuck you, Jeff Bezos. I supported a small business and bought the coffee pots here. Made it. Immediately got home and it was late too, and I still made a cup of coffee.
Oh God, yeah.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, you were up all night.
Yeah, it was great.
Actually,
though.
isn't that the night you played Stellaris?
No, I wanted to though. Actually, I think I crashed early. And then we went to our favorite coffee makers, the Savage Roasters, which is veteran owned.
We went to them actually on Monday. We went and saw them Monday to get coffee
because we placed an order for coffee to get picked up on Monday. Which they grind the beans there. We got some espresso, made it, and then the next morning, I made the espresso at 8 a.m.
A little bit earlier, I think.
Like 7 a.m., and then didn't start yawning till 9 p.m. that evening.
Yeah, so you were wired to the max.
So it works.
Oh, believe me, because every single day you use that pot.
I try to.
Like, okay, beforehand, Svet, I've got to tell you, you have switched from energy drinks to coffee. You have found your new crack.
First off, I don't have to beg you to go get this.
No, you can go downstairs and make it yourself.
I'm unemployed at the moment, so Roxy's my sugar mama, and if I want anything like an energy drink, I have to ask her for it.
Mm-hmm. What do you say, sweetie?
Like a fucking child.
What do you say?
Thank you, honey.
Yes, you're welcome.
So anyway.
But I also get good coffee every morning before I start work. So I can't argue.
Well, anyway, I've never been really a big coffee drinker until now. Because coffee doesn't work unless it's strong. And the Keurig just sucks. The little K-cups are not strong enough.
Well, it's for one cup.
Yes, so when we bought the espresso pot, they said it makes 6 cups. And I'm like, no, it does not.
No.
I don't even think you can fit 2 cups of water in there. And no, it's 6 espresso shots. That's what it means. But apparently, 6 espresso shots is what I need to run throughout the day.
Yeah.
On 1 cup.
Poor Svet.
That's sick.
That's bad. That's very bad.
So, anyway, moving on from that, we have been feeling pretty nostalgic, and
yeah.
Well,
I mean, God, last night we were nostalgic.
Oh my God! Roxy found a video on
Disney Plus. Yay, Disney Plus!
That I haven't seen in ages because the last time I saw it was on VHS, and So I used to have a lot of VHS tapes. Even I had a whole cabinet full. Okay, and my mother, before I go to bed, would just throw one on before I went to bed. There's a random one, and every once in a while this one would come on, and I hated this fucking movie after a while because it was trippy as fuck.
Oh, kind of like how both our parents loved Lilo and Stitch.
No, but this is a trippy ass movie because it's from '45. It's Disney from 1945.
Yeah, early Disney Renaissance. Early.
You can pronounce the name. I can't.
Three Caballeros.
Good enough.
What? That's me actually enunciating.
Okay, so that's what it was. It's with Donald Duck, and then two other bird characters, and they go to Brazil.
Or Brazil.
Or Brazil.
They go to Brazil, Mexico.
And the last part I remember was that they went to Brazil, and I went up to bed because I wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah, that was you last night. But for me, like, I actually had only seen maybe bits and pieces of it as a kid. So for me, this was kind of cool because lately, being stuck at home, we've been kind of getting bored of what we've been watching. And so we've been getting really nostalgic by going back and rewatching older films, much older films. And Svet has, I don't know what it is with Svet. You don't like watching older films. I
can't do it.
I guess I don't know. Sorry, I minored in film. I've had a love for film for years.
So you're the kind of person who will, all right, it's like for books. You can read a book, put it down, read another book, and go back to the same book that you've already read and reread it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like your mom.
I'm one of those people that once I've read the fucking thing, it's done. I don't want to read it again. It's the same thing with movies. Once I have seen the movie, unless I really, 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 really like the movie, I'm like, I already saw it. It's fine. Okay. Now, there are some movies, like, now, it's not like I'm going to go to Netflix and just, like, pick the same movie over and over again. Now, if I see it on TV, when I rarely have those moments to catch live TV, sometimes I'll just sit down and watch whatever's on.
Yeah. I mean, and that's sometimes, and that's okay, because, I mean, we all do that. It's like, oh, it's at a good part. Let's hop in, and we're fine.
It's one of those things I like new things. All right, we've surpassed, this technology. Like, I can't watch Pearl Harbor. Okay.
God, I can't watch that movie anymore.
Even though the CGI effects were fantastic for the time, when you rewatch it, it garbage.
But no, like, the reason I can't rewatch Pearl Harbor, is because literally
it's fucking long.
One, it is long, and it
sucks. Team America pointed it out in a whole song called "Pearl Harbor Sucks." I miss you. Okay.
The reason I say I can't watch again is, one, it is long. It's longer than it really should be. I mean, good Lord, we got Tora back in the, like. Come on, that was
Titanic
longer.
was longer than it should be. Okay.
Well, but also the reason they did Titanic was to signify
There's a lot of fluff.
But also to signify the length of time it took the ship to sink. That was what it was supposed to signify. Sorry,
Fine.
You're talking to the film
Fine.
minor, the one who studied film.
Fine.
Sorry.
I give up. Fine.
Sorry, I know too much about film.
I'll
admit it.
I'll take the bullshit excuse, but I'll take it.
No,
it's
but that
fine.
was the original reason.
Fine.
And that's with the director's cut.
So the reason we're on nostalgia is because we seem to come back to things. Whether it's in the new era, we're going back to old styles. When they like for instance, just in front of us, there's a mechanical keyboard, way right in front of me, and in my lap, I have this thin wireless keyboard, so I can talk to you guys while we're doing this live, right? But I'd much prefer the mechanical keyboard, which is an older concept. Okay, it works better. It sometimes old is better.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, I do agree with that.
This was really funny. Speaking of nostalgia, though, my mother dragged me along to help her with errands.
Which was good for me.
Which is fine, because I got a free pair of shoes out of this. So, helping your parents out, sometimes has its perks. But we went to the Skechers store today, okay? And I was walking down this aisle, and I swear to God, these shoes stepped out of the 90s. Pun completely intended. Okay.
Stepped out of the 90s. I haven't heard something like that in a long time.
So, I mean, it was they're 90s shoes. They're LA Gear Skechers shoes.
Oh my god.
And that's just...
Oh my god. Svet is showing me these, and it's like, oh god, I'm old.
And these are the women's ones.
Oh god, I bet the men's ones
The men's ones had that weird cup teal and purple on it.
Oh, that's just getting me in the years.
Well, I like it though. You know, it had like the Air Jordans kind of look to it.
Okay.
So,
you sort of impressing me here.
I'm trying to find... Here's one with like the pinks. This is for women's. We got the pinks, you got the blues,
Turquoise.
You got the whites. The main shoe is white, and it's a high top sneaker. Okay, high top sneaker. These are like knockoff Jordans. Okay,
of the 90s.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ooh. Just make me feel like I'm a kid again?
Alright. Let me tell you, I know this is making you feel old. I think this is cool, okay?
This is making me feel old. Because I never had a pair of these shoes as a kid. I had the low top versions.
However, if someone my age, you know, late 20s, okay, who grew up with these, you got to be careful if you want to buy these kind of shoes. You're gonna look funny. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you can rock them, rock them.
Go
by
for it.
all means, rock them. But I know I'd look funny.
Same here.
I'm not into shoes as much. I mean, I'm into boots. Boots are my thing, but I don't understand sneakers.
Yeah, do you see, I own more boots than I do actual sneakers. I think I have 2 pairs of sneakers, besides my Converse.
But if you check these out, it's like these LA Gear sneakers are like the traditional white high top basketball shoes. It's nuts. But anyway, that was just one of those like nostalgic moment things. Another thing though is that I know I'm getting old. Okay. Because, and I haven't been to a store in a while. I try to stay away from stores with the whole vid thing going on.
Yeah, we've been doing our part.
Yeah, so I was watching. I've been trying to keep. So I get my news, or a little bit of the news through comedy, because I'm not a serious person. So I like the use of comedy to hear what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
So I'll go and watch things like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel and whatnot. Especially on Jimmy Kimmel, they'll deal with the kids, especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
And there was in 2 instances where these little girls wanted something called an LOL Playhouse or a dollhouse.
What is that?
I don't know what the fucking LOL dollhouse is. And I felt old because I'm an adult, I guess. It hurts. I had to realize I was an adult because I don't know what the kids' toys are. And I know it's a young kid's toy.
Yeah. But
I feel like I would be informed. It's I guess it's that passing of the torch kind of feeling, and it's what is that word I'm looking for? It's not it is a little depressing.
It is a little depressing. I'll admit it. It is a tidbit, I guess you could say. But I mean, we're in your time. I don't know what the exact word for that. We'll have to come back to that. But I do feel nostalgic.
There's a certain feeling about that, which it's not a great feeling, but it's an all right.
I don't know what
it is.
It's like I guess you could say. But for me, this week I had that conversation, kind of like you, where you started feeling old, and this was when actually.
I know. I mean, we're in our late 20s. I shouldn't be feeling old, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, we're also the generation that has exploded with technology.
Our generation has seen
leaps and bounds in the last.
Well, there's like there's a proverb that says that it's like, I hope you live in interesting times, and our generation has lived in very interesting times.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, the greatest generation, who are we still have plenty of them with us. They have seen a lot of war and destruction and very other interesting things. The first African American movements in the 60s, the boom of technology, and With how we got here.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our times have got more interesting as technology has progressed.
Yeah.
We're seeing information travel at light speed, quite literally, through fiber optics. But and if something happens in one spot of the world, we hear about it everywhere within moments.
Yeah. Thank you, social media.
And which is a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of getting at. Like, me and my students were talking about this, and it kind of shocked both of us how, even though, like, most of my students are either younger or they're around the same age as me, which is great because I can relate to them, but it's also startling because we can share on these similar experiences. And we were talking about how, like, social media has become a daily occurrence. I mean, with the advances of technology, where we've gone, and to find out that, whoa, how much we rely on our devices, God bless us. And that's a good thing, like you were saying. So it is a good thing because now we can do a lot of things and we can get answers quick. Or if, say, in an emergency situation, we can reach out to people quick enough. But it's just, our generation has seen that. Primarily our generation, if you're from the early 90s like us, we didn't really start seeing it till, what, 2000? I guess you could say?
Seeing what?
Like, when really technology started taking off.
Well, I mean, I had a computer, I think I had a home computer in 97, 96?
98 for me, but I mean, we're only about a year difference. Mine was about 98. That was the first time I remember having a computer in the house.
Okay, I mean, I think I remember having Windows 95 in the house.
Yeah, we had just got 95 and it just upgraded to like 98.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I mean, I remember having that with the fatback monitors.
Oh yeah.
I remember it was a big deal having a 19-inch flat screen fatback monitor.
I don't remember that.
That was in the early 2000s, and then when we got our flat screen LCD monitor, that was a big freaking deal. And now, I mean, we're currently looking at curved monitors in front of us.
Yeah, with wireless keyboard and headphones. I mean, it's crazy.
And glowy stuff on the computers.
Yeah, glowy stuff on the computers, high def, everything. Good God, I mean, when we talk about technology leaps and bounds, and our generation has seen this. I mean, good God, it's incredible. But I mean, to feel, and the reason we're talking about this is because literally this week, as we have literally entered the last month of 2020.
Thank God.
Knock on wood. Thank God we are here. And we are actually coming up on our yearly anniversary for SpittinFur. We've been doing this almost a whole year again. We've almost been back a whole year, and it's incredible that we've been back this year because we've seen a lot this year. And that's the other reason we're talking about this, is because to me this year feels more like several years smushed into one. Because a lot has happened this year, and that's why we've been feeling a little bit more nostalgic, because we've been kind of reminiscing, and plus all these years in review are coming up, and it's crazy to see what has happened in just a year compared to a lifetime.
So one of our friends, you were talking about how it seems like we've been multiple years put together here.
Yes.
One of our friends that we met at the last con on Earth, I think it was the last con on Earth. Okay.
Second to last con
on Earth, BRFF. This is how 2020 has been like. January, February, March, April, June, August, October, Halloween, Destiel, and now December.
What the heck was that?
March.
March was just drudging along, and then we just hit the ground running in like April.
Yeah.
And we haven't stopped since April.
Yes.
I'll admit it, I haven't stopped since April. Today was the first real day I stopped.
So there was this thing I wanted to mention on the last show. So if you guys have been following, my parents' private road to their house got washed away. It's still not fixed.
Lord help us.
And the only way to get across is over two rushed together, a rushed job put together bridges made out of pallets on top of what wasn't. Now what we found out was that above ground fuel tank that was repurposed to be a culvert for the stream that had now pushed itself 30 feet downstream, which is now, that's what the two pallets, the two parts of the bridge meet. Okay. And my parents are in their 60s, so this is not the most ideal condition for them. So, to be nice to the delivery people, my mother has been shipping all of her stuff to me.
Yay, thank you, technology.
Which I'm 22 minutes down the road, so, you know, it gives her a reason to come visit. Or me to come visit her.
Yeah.
That's more so how it's been. However, as much as I bitch at Amazon...
Which we did bitch at them this week.
I bitched at him I bitched at him today, because I told him to suck it, Bezos, about supporting a local...
business.
For getting the espresso pod. I will say their delivery service is on par with Chick-fil-A as far as like Chick-fil-A to fast food is Amazon Prime to delivery, because so my mother forgot to change one package location, and they went down the hill, parked the car, went over this rickety-ass bridge.
With package.
Walked about a quarter mile up a hill, a steep hill.
Yeah, in the cold.
To go deliver... I don't even know what the fuck it was. It was a small package.
Yeah.
It was at least by an 8x11 by 3 package.
Yeah.
And they had to do that. And I was like, well, there's some fucking service, because UPS or FedEx would be like, sorry we missed you. Or it's undeliverable, come get it. No, Amazon actually went and delivered it. So I thought that was really nice of them. I did find out it's not because they're nice.
It's because they have to do it.
It's because they have to do it, because they have, like, I guess their little scanner thing also has a GPS on it, so it knows that the package was delivered to the house. There is no bullshit excuses. If you can make it to the house, you have to deliver it.
Well, I mean, good God, back when your parents' road got washed out, one of my mom's good friends, she lives on a really kind of dirt backwood road, and it flooded. And an Amazon driver literally walked through the water, not knowing if the freaking road is still there.
Yeah.
And delivered their package. And it was his last stop for the day. It was his last stop.
You Amazon drivers are nuts, okay?
But damn.
But okay, they need to pay you more if they don't.
Yeah, especially
they don't pay you good now.
Especially with the weather conditions you guys have had to deal with this year.
But Amazon has, like, it was a trickle for their delivery service, because it was like they relied mostly on everybody else.
Yeah.
And then they cut the deal with USPS, and they got a little bit of the trucks, and now they're just everywhere.
Which right now they're actually having to rent trucks
and
cars to deliver right now for the holidays.
And they're now purchasing trucks that are look like they're old used FedEx trucks.
Yeah.
That they've redone. So, holy shit.
And I mean, think about when Amazon came out. Amazon came out and it was a e-book company.
So
an e-book company, and now look where it is now today.
Do you think? I know we're off topic here.
No, this is being kind of nostalgic
No,
and also looking to the future.
I'm about to go off topic.
Oh Lord.
Do you think Amazon Prime will become its own delivery service in itself? Like you could ship things through them. Like I can take something I sold on eBay and ship it through them to someone else.
Well, technically, small businesses can do that already.
I'm not a small business.
Oh, you're just talking like personally?
All right, so if I wanted to...
Like U.S. Postal Service.
If I wanted to ship one of my used titty pad from Entropy Arts, check them out. They're amazing, and they're a good price. To my friend in... Buffalo, New York. All right. Will I be able to ship that via Prime in the next 5 years?
Maybe. I mean, I could see it happening in maybe a couple of years.
To be fair, now, now Amazon has made their own stores in the past. They have now started their own pharmacy delivery system.
Yeah, and they've actually opened a couple new stores.
But that's still from point A, which is Amazon.
Yep.
To point B, which is your customer. It's not B to C right now. You're not shipping. You're not using them as a shipping service.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think eventually I think it will happen eventually. It'll happen in our lifetime. I do believe that.
Oh, I guarantee it'll happen in our lifetime.
But I don't think we'll see it for at least another 2 years.
Well, probably the whole COVID thing is definitely setting this shit back, but which we do.
But it's also setting it up too.
We also have heard good news that probably by summer there'll be a full ramp with like the vaccines. Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll start getting back to some kind of normal, or some kind of more livable, less miserable living conditions.
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe we've been doing this since March.
You know what I can't wait for is
what?
Drone delivery.
That is actually available in some places.
Yeah, skeet shooting with prizes. Okay, that's exactly what it is here in the South.
It's like,
I'm not a Southerner, but damn it, I saw that one coming.
It's like, ooh, look, okay, Johnny, let's go get a rifle.
I
Sorry, I had to do it because that seriously is what it is.
I thought about it recently because I saw a truck with a decal for a place called Clay Breakers. I want to try it.
Oh, God.
Because I do like shooting clays. I'm not a hunter, but damn it, I will shoot a shotgun at some clay pigeons. Okay. It's fun. I like doing it. It goes bang.
Goes boom. Little
shotgun go boom. Anyway. and yellow and orange just goes poof.
Poof.
It's very entertaining.
Okay.
I know we went way off topic.
You
I've
went
derailed this train.
This is what happens when you give Svet coffee.
I know.
It's okay. We give you coffee and we make you happy.
Yes, that is my new addiction, is the coffee.
Very much so.
I circling back to earlier topic, the coffee I've gone nuts with. It is now my new addiction, because of the energy drink thing we talked about earlier.
Yep, and not being able to afford energy
But now
drinks.
we got a grinder.
Yep.
So that we're grinding our whole beans. We're giving a shit about where our coffee's coming from instead of just like the store or damn K-cups.
The only thing we still have to worry about, like, we don't care where we get it from, is cream.
We're being...
Shut up, Scott. Don't even think about it. Don't you dare go there.
Look, with the release of the new Big Mouth series, I mean, it's gonna be... my mind's already perverted today.
They only saw one episode, and God, does that make us... That's another thing that makes you...
There was 3 fuzzy singing penises, and 1 was a notary. Okay, it was great.
That's another thing that
they're cute. I want a little plushie of one of like Maurice's singing dicks. Okay, they're cute. They're fuzzy.
You can probably find them on like their website for the show.
I'm looking it up now.
Oh no! Anyway. This is what we've done. We've destroyed Svet. We've ruined their mind.
No, you know what's ruined my mind is the quarantine and online shopping.
Do you remember what it was like to actually go to a store and buy stuff?
Yes, it was miserable.
Well, now
I was listening on the radio recently, that they were talking about how with the whole COVID stuff and the touchless shopping, you know, they come down to your car and all that, and they're like, do you even visit a store? Like, do you even go inside stores anymore? Like, no. It's like, do you miss it? Absolutely not. I love this. I don't have to deal with people.
I mean, I kind of do miss going shopping in a store, but I will admit, it's been a long, long time since I've actually, pre-COVID, way before pre-COVID, but just because life has been kind of crazy. But it's still kind of like, why? But for me, like, I miss going into a store, because for me, it's like being able to actually interact with people, and then plus since I'm tall, I have to go in and try things on. Yay, tall people problems. Svet.
Look,
there you go.
Actually, no, I like this one.
It's crochet.
It actually says a hormone monster dick from Big Mouth, and it's crochet. It looks soft.
Oh God.
I want one.
Svet.
It's $11.65.
I love you, but why are we looking at this? Why?
I want to get little tiny glasses for it, like the little old one.
Oh my
like
God.
Little Coke bottle glasses.
That's another thing that makes me feel like kind of old is they like watching the show Big Mouth.
Why?
Because it makes me think back to
puberty?
Back when I went through puberty and the hell that we went through.
You know what? I know it gets such flack, but it's such a fucking funny show.
It is.
It is gross in a lot of aspects.
But
it's hysterical.
Because it's true.
And I forgot. I didn't
because
realize.
It's true. It's everything, every thought that ever went through our head at that time.
You know what? I was proud of them. Give them shit for whatever. But they did introduce a trans character this season.
Yes, first episode.
Really excited about that, and they approached it really
delicately.
Well, not delicately, but they did pretty realistic, I would say.
Well, they made it feel as if you could relate to that character.
I was very proud of them for that.
Yes.
I'm excited to see how that's gonna go. I've only watched one episode, guys. So
we're gonna watch more.
If they really treat it like shit, then I don't know.
We are gonna be watching more probably over this weekend. So stay tuned next week to hear us talk about it. Because I know for me, watching that episode was interesting. Plus, it's talking about summer camp, and I never got to go to summer camp. But it's also talking about that summer where you're first really going through just life and trying to figure out who you are, and it's like, whoa, this is bad. But I know, Svet, you were laughing your butt off during the first episode.
It was pretty funny, mainly because I've missed the damn show. I mean,
it's been a year, and like they said in the kind of the recap, they said, guess a lot's happened in the last year.
I mean, like I said, it gets flack for a lot of things, and it understandably.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop me from liking it because I'm running out of shit to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
We re-upped our HBO Max subscription
just so we could watch an older film.
No.
Yes, you did that too.
Yes.
Yes, don't you argue.
Oh yeah, we want to watch The Freshman.
Yes.
Great movie, by the way.
30-year-old movie.
Fuck, it's an old movie.
Oh, come on.
I know. There are certain movies that I really like. That's a nostalgic movie because yeah.
I mean, hello, Marlon Brando and Matthew Broderick.
Marlon Brando as what was his name?
Carmine.
No, the other one. Corleone Part 2, basically. Yeah. The Corleone, again.
Yeah, you got to do it
Don
again.
Corleone.
For 2 hours.
It was really funny.
Instead of 3 hours.
Oh my god. Well, no, he probably only did it for 2 hours too. He got shot in the first. He was killed in the first one. Remember?
I know, but still,
right.
That movie was like 2.5 hours.
Well, I digress. We've done past this thing. I keep staring at this damn. Fuck it. Anyway.
Yeah, damn. Fuck it. Just walk away from it, sweetie.
I'll walk away from that.
But I mean, we re-upped our subscription just so we could watch that movie and also find some new stuff because.
I'm running out of shit. We're running out of shit to watch.
You're running out of stuff to watch. I'm running out of stuff to watch because all I keep watching while I'm working is crime drama documentaries.
We did start watching
The Flight Attendant.
The Flight Attendant. That looks really good.
And that's a modern suspense dark comedy.
I don't know what the hell it is.
Well, I mean, there are some dark humorous moments if you think about it.
Sure.
It's interesting. If you have HBO Max, go take a look at it. We always love talking about films and TV that we watch because that's literally all we've been able to do in our free time.
Like most of you guys.
Yeah. So, and that's also the other thing. I'm kind of glad we did up our HBO Max because they just announced actually today that Warner Brothers is going to be dropping all their films, all their film projects for 2021 at the same time that they go into theaters, so we won't miss them. So if we're still stuck at home, we can watch them.
I mean, I'm going to do it anyway because it's free.
Well, I mean, hello, Wonder Woman, the new Wonder Woman that was supposed to come out in the summer is now being dropped on Christmas. But we're also going to watch Soul on Disney+.
I can't wait for Soul.
We're going to cry. We're going to cry like bitches.
So, going back to nostalgia, so with the nostalgia theme, going forward, like I was saying earlier, that things that have become old are now popular again, or you're starting to see those trends.
Yeah, things are coming back.
What we're seeing where it's the old stuff but flipped is in, one of the most anticipated games of the year.
Oh, yes.
Which is Cyberpunk.
Which Svet has got me.
Synthwave and Outrun kind of styling. We're getting back into that, with the Cyberpunk kind of thing. My desktop is themed blue and pinks and to give that retro vaporwave feel.
And now you currently have Johnny Silverhand
yes,
in your computer with the samurai logo.
Which is crooked.
I knew you were going to bring that up. I knew you were going to bring it up. You can't call me out for the BS because you said that was your fault. That was all on you last night.
No, it wasn't, because I told you I wanted to lay it.
But
moving forward, it's in there. So I have the samurai logo on my
your computer.
What's it called? The power supply unit cover.
Yeah.
And then I just picked up a Johnny Silverhand Funko Pop.
Who's adorable.
To imprison in my computer case.
With your wolf.
I call it the Arctic Wolf, but it's the ghost wolf from Game of Thrones. But I don't like Game of Thrones. I just wanted a white wolf in there.
All we need to do is paint its eyes blue, and it's you.
I was gonna stripe it myself, but I kind of like him the way he is.
He's cute.
He's derpy. It's funny because one of his eyes is significantly lower than the other one, and it was definitely a manufacturer mistake.
But that's okay. It looks cute.
Well, he's derpy. I love him. He stays that way.
He stays that way. But no, you've actually got me wanting to play Cyberpunk 2077.
Not something I would expect you to play.
Yeah, which I mean, for those of you who know what I game, and I mean, I don't get a lot of time to game because of my job. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing coming into 2021 and also going into Christmas holiday break. I'll be actually going back to some games like Fortnite, which they're bringing out some cool things with.
I'm mad at Fortnite because
Star Wars, and I'm very nostalgic when it comes to Star Wars because that's something I grew up with.
That is something that has become popular
again. Thank you, Baby
Yoda.
Thank you, Baby Yoda.
I don't think it ever goes away.
Star Wars never goes away. Star Wars hasn't gone away. Star Trek hasn't gone away.
Star Trek did go away for a little bit,
but they've been bringing it back.
It's just something they won't let die.
But it makes sense because we're starting to go towards what Star Trek
I meant Star Wars. They just won't let it die. Okay, Disney resurrected it from the grave and told it to get back to work. Okay.
Yeah, but now George Lucas is back and he's gonna fix it.
I think it was all part of Disney's plan to make it so horrible that George Lucas would come back.
Well, he told them that he's running the show and that they're going to keep their little hands off of it.
I know.
So proud of George Lucas for that.
I'm telling you, it's part of their
scheme.
Their scheme. So I was looking up films that I think belong to Warner Brothers that are coming in 2021.
I can tell you which ones.
So
being the movie buff.
So hold on, we have this has someone in here. The Matrix 4.
Yep.
Dune.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat?
Yep.
The Suicide Squad?
Yep, that's Warner Brothers.
DC, yeah. Space Jam.
Yay!
This doesn't have a title on it. Elvis. That's interesting.
Oh, it's a biopic. Yeah, I heard about that.
Black Adam?
Yeah, that's
DC.
That's
okay.
DC.
And is that Akira? Did they make a new Akira movie?
I heard they're
making a 2021 Akira movie.
Yes.
When the fuck was that announced?
That was announced during, I think, Comic-Con.
And then this dragon movie, Wish Dragon.
Don't know. Looks animated. Looks cute.
It's by Columbia and Sony Pictures.
That's not Warner Brothers.
Not Warner Brothers.
Either way, like, it's interesting how now things are becoming very mainstream. And this kind of poses a subject from where, when we were kids, we had to go out and buy the VHSs, or we had to go to the movie theaters, like what we used to do pre-COVID.
You know, that's one thing that's just never going to get old. It will get old with the
newer generation, probably.
No. Like, grocery shopping, I'm fine with. I'm fine with someone going out there and picking my shit. Okay, I'm okay with that. However, no home movie theater setup will recreate the same experience
of an actual movie theater.
The silver screen. Let's just be honest. You can't get that immense size in your home.
No. Unless you pay an arm and a leg.
I'm going to be testing out the VR movie theater experience after Christmas. Because I have a very short time between Christmas and coding. Okay.
You have 20 days. No, you
no,
don't.
I don't.
No, you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks.
I have December 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. 4 days. I have 10 days. I have 10 fucking days to enjoy VR. Okay, so... And then head first into coding for like a part-time job.
Yep.
No, like a full-time job. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Yep.
So...
They're preparing you for the actual workforce.
That reminds me, I still gotta send them something.
Ooh, that's the other thing. That's making me feel kind of old, is how we used to actually, how the change in jobs have gone. Like, you used to actually go in, work 9 to 5 or 8 to however, in an office, at an actual building, like, that kind of stuff.
This is so... Alright, this is going to be interesting. It was not nostalgic yet, but will be nostalgic later on.
Oh, yeah. Looking to the future.
Probably working...
in an office.
At location, on location. Remote is becoming the new thing. A profession like mine, my future profession, which is some kind of development, software development, or web development or something, sort of, however, whatever they want to teach me. And of course, Roxy, you being a teacher, with people going to school like SNHU, like you did, strictly online.
Which, that is something we're talking about for summer, like, actually having virtual classes that would be held at the physical time, but we wouldn't go to campus. We'd actually be holding them at home.
And that's what mine's doing. That's
what we're already starting
that's what my class is going to be doing. Basically going to school at the time you should be, but at home.
Yeah, and we're talking about that.
I'm going to school with no pants on. At least one day, just to say I did it.
You better wait till my class is over to do that.
I'll wear I'll wear panties of some sort. It's fine.
Or I'll just have my curtain up.
Yeah, put your curtain up. I'm gonna be comfy. With
that's
my
something
6 shots
that
of espresso in a mug, and me in my birthday suit wearing nothing but socks and a smile.
But that is something that is starting to become mainstream. Like last week, or right before Thanksgiving,
we're becoming Wall-E.
We are becoming Wall-E. And that's something that...
The people from Wall-E, yeah.
Is scary because Wall-E came out almost 10... Actually, it came out over 10 years ago. And we're starting to see those trends. And it's like, whoa, you are foreshadowing big time. Because for me, it's like... We've had this discussion. We're having this discussion at work about... having those opportunities to be more at home, more flexible when it comes to education and technology, and it's whoa, we did not originally think about this 20 years ago when we were kids.
And the thing is that we're starting to be okay with that, at least working from home. A lot of people are against doing school from home because it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, I can definitely attest to that.
And the only reason it's a pain in the ass, and I'll tell you the only reason it's a pain in the ass, is because we have failed ourselves and our community by having a very lack of preparedness because we relied on the old stuff for so long until we can no longer rely on it, like a physical book in hand or a physical desk, and it's 2020, damn it. We've had access to computers since the late 90s. We should have had online schooling for a long time now.
I think, we have.
It should have been, and we've made our bed.
And now we gotta lay in it. Well, think about it. My first introduction to online education was in high school. That was over 10 years ago.
And that was a groundbreaking thing in 2008.
Yeah, that was brand spanking new. And it worked because we had just really introduced it to the high schoolers. North Carolina did that for us, but they hadn't thought about it for colleges. And it was not long after that the colleges started rolling out online courses. And that was a groundbreaking initiative.
Sure.
Because I remember being in college my second year, and they're like, hey, you can take an online course. And I'm like, whoa.
What my point was that we're basically ill-prepared we have a very outdated system of learning.
Very.
As far as online goes, we're years behind where we need to be in online learning. This whole basically the what every online college is doing is saying, here's your resources, be self-sufficient and do the damn work. How unfortunately, not everybody that doesn't work with everybody, and I get that. And that's why I'm afraid of I'm sort of afraid going into this coding thing in COVID, because it is supposed to be an online, not online. It was supposed to be an in-person learning experience. However, I think the approach they have gone to still provide you with that same service is to do it in person, not in person, but live at the time, give you those lectures, have the class, actually have a class camaraderie, and that's what's wrong with online learning in the classroom, is because when you have these like modules that you open up for the week, and you're telling an individual student to do this, and they don't have classmates to rely on, because we don't establish that relationship with online students, because it's basically you versus the teacher with online classes.
Well, and I mean, this is the educator here talking.
I'm going to fight you for it, but go ahead.
It really does depend on the type of class. For example, I teach what we call, of course, face-to-face classes. I have these async classes.
Now that's new.
And then we have online classes, but it really does depend on the subject. Because, say, for example, my class, it is an online English class, and we give you all the resources, but we also tell our students that, hey, we are here, and we also put up additional things, and we do have discussions. But we have to really rely on the students to take the initiative to participate and actually engage in a classroom setting, because we have to do it. Because I actually take a lot from what I did as a student when I was online, because my entire master's was online, so
sure,
I was a part of it.
You're gonna be the one who wants to fix all the problems that you had when you took online classes.
Yes, and I think that's where a lot of my stress is, because I try to treat it very much like the classroom I was already in online. So I try to make it very much a classroom, even though it is virtually and you're having to, quote unquote, email, text your classmates to interact. Sure. But that's where on the educator side, yes, we present all this stuff, but we haven't prepared the students coming in to be initiative, to put forth that. And that's where we struggle, and I think that's where we're struggling as a educational system online.
And that's why I'm saying we're years behind, because you're taking someone who went to elementary school, paper and pencil.
Yeah.
Middle school, paper and pencil. Middle school, paper and pencil. High school, paper and pencil. College, fucking keyboard and a monitor and no teacher anymore. Okay, basically, it's you versus a screen.
Yeah.
All right, and let's be real. There's a reason why I had shitty attendance in school, is because I didn't fucking want to go. Okay, I don't have the initiative to get my ass out of bed every morning and go to school. I didn't want to. I don't like it. Okay, because I don't like textbook learning. I'm a hands-on learner.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm not the only one who does not like going to school. It's not a very pleasant place to be. It's like when your parents drag you to fucking church. You don't want to go. Okay. So, as a recent student and now now again an online student,
a continuing student,
my biggest freaking complaint with it is that, and you pointed out that I didn't realize that was the problem, is that you're not, and I've also realized this, is that when you have a place to be, so you have to go to school, you now have that initiative that you're like, all right, while I'm here, I might as well make use of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I have people who can help me, and I have the person in front of me who is the biggest help, because they know what the fuck they're talking about. When you're an online student with the traditional online classes that were years behind in education, and they say, all right, this is what we're doing this week, read the materials, watch this video, and you lose your classmates, you lose a live teacher. Essentially, I know you can email them, but at that point it feels more of a to bother them. And then it, it it's you versus the teacher, in my opinion. You versus the class. It's actually you versus the course material, and you have to put yourself in the mindset you want to do it, and that's why this whole year. So it's funny. I was thinking about this in private, in my own thoughts. How Avengers Endgame,
Mm-hmm.
they called the blip, okay,
Yeah.
where you had these people all of a sudden reappear, and now they're years behind in education, as their friends grew older, but they didn't. We're getting that same kind of effect now because we're having the COVID thing, which has sent everybody who's used to paper and pencil, uh, strictly online, to people and people like me who just didn't want to go to fucking school to begin with. And if all I have to do is get off my ass onto a computer when I can just go downstairs and watch TV in my comfort of my own home, you get lazy.
Yep.
And that's my issue with online learning.
And that's where we're trying with, like, that's where I love these new pieces of technology we've got, like Teams and Zoom
and yes.
and Google Hangouts, and those are actually helping. But at the same time, like you just said, it's getting that initiative. I've actually had students hop on to our Zoom meetings because we just recently had to. We've been doing a thing where we are on campus, and then if you can't physically attend because of certain circumstances, you have the option to attend virtually. That is fine. You're still having to attend at a certain time. But what we're struggling with, and this is something that it's frustrating on the educator side, because we are actually having to do extra work in the background to prepare for this. So don't think it's just on the students. It's on us too. Because we'd rather be in a classroom. We'd rather be hands-on with you, because that's where we feel that we can do more. Being virtual is hard because we literally have to pray to God you turn on your Zoom call. I've actually had students who literally will turn on the meeting, not say a word, and then once we're done with lecture or asking questions or the activity, and they haven't participated, and I'm the only one left in the call with them. And it's complete silence. And I stay on there for an extra 15 minutes waiting for them.
So, to be fair...
And that's hard, because it's like, I hate to say it, me being the educator, you knew what to expect because you had the option of going virtual or coming face-to-face. Now, granted, the last 2 weeks we've had to go online because of restrictions. But at the same time, it's like...
I'm going to defend the student here, as a student.
And I mean, I'm looking at it as a student too.
Hold on. To be fair, an online classroom such as Zoom, even if it's an async, and I'm going to face this problem too, and I'm just going to have to put on my big girl panties and just deal with it, okay, is the fact that even a Zoom call is a whole different environment, because when you're in a classroom, okay, you have, say, 20, 30 desks facing the front. We're the teachers, the one teacher.
Yeah.
So you have one face looking at you, okay? When you were asked a question on a Zoom call meeting, all these people who are joined in, all 30 of your freaking students, are now, plus teacher, are now staring at you.
Well, and that's the thing where we actually don't require the students to turn their camera on.
And that's another thing. That's also the other thing. And I think that's unfair, because that now makes them feel lonely. And now you're making students do what basically you and I do every week, is talk to air, or talk to people. But these people could talk back, and it's an anxiety level, as you know, because our society now seems to have problems with social interactions, and that's because we have put ourselves in the hole with cell phones, and we prefer to just text me that later to. Because it started with the pager in the 80s.
Yep.
Page me, call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Yep.
So and then we started getting away from calls with text messages, emails, and so on and so forth. I can just go all day up bitching.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, that's where, like, I completely understand. And that's why when I do my asyncs or I am now having to teach remotely, I put a face to the voice so the students don't feel awkward. And that's something that, as educators, we've talked about since the beginning of this, is putting a face to your, like, saying, look, we get it. This is an unprecedented time, but guess what? We're still here. And but the thing is, it's the whole, like, you going back, it's the initiative to go forward. That's where I'm struggling, is where the students will hop on.
Yeah.
After they've decided, oh, I could have gone to campus, but I decided to come remotely, and they just turn on the call and walk away.
And that's the problem.
And that's where it really hurts me, because it's like...
So they're hurting... No, it's not... it shouldn't hurt you. It hurts themselves, because then they're... See, you're going to get the blip because either... You're going to get what I call the blip. Either from the student not understanding how things work. The way of learning is just... That's just not for them. Or you have these kids who are just going to do what they do. Just turn it on and walk away.
And then fail because of it.
Yeah, and it's their own. You're leaving the kid to make their own responsible decisions, when sometimes the responsible decision is a load of horse crap. When they could just go, you know what, Fortnite just dropped. I'm gonna go play that instead. Okay, you're on your computer.
There's no accountability.
No.
And that's where I think a lot of the public schools are intervening, but in the collegiate world we can't, because you're adults.
So the course program I'm about to go into is what I have to remember to do is, well, they're going a little above and beyond because they're trying to sell me. They're trying to get me a job. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get all their class, all these people who are going to be in class, to kind of try to get they're going to get the teachers to know them, know who they're working with. And I think they're going to be requiring that you're on webcam with everybody else. Because I think it had the requirements, you have to have a webcam.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to participate.
Yep.
So my situation of having to talk to people that are staring at me is going to be a very real situation for me. And have to ask these questions that make me a little nervous, because I do have anxiety. I'm one of those people. I've never dealt well with social interactions. I will blame some of it on the new technology. It's made it a lot easier to, but it really goes back to my shitty relationship with my dad. Okay, because he is the reason why if a grown man yells at me, I will burst into tears immediately.
And that's okay.
But it's okay. Me and him have gotten past that, so don't worry about me, guys.
Yeah.
I still cry when anybody yells at me. But anyway, so I don't like talk to people, so I like to just avoid social situations altogether.
You're getting better. You are getting better.
And I hope that this class not only will teach me a very valuable skill and get me into a new career that will launch me into a better, more comfortable life, us into a more comfortable life, where we can,
flourish and grow.
Yeah, again, progress in our lives. But I hope it helps me with some certain social skills that I think that our generation lacks.
And that's kind of sad, because I think that's where it goes back to, you're very much an introvert and I'm very much an extrovert. And that's where I've been kind of struggling.
And I think, to wrap this all up, really, is that we had this conversation about a week ago, about, because you were saying how much you hated how we rely on the phones.
I admit it. I'm really upset. I'm still upset about that.
And the point I made is that, I'm not addicted to my phone, but I am on it a lot. And I actually have on it a lot for other reasons, not what I used to be. But I said I hate being on this phone. I hate having to use it as my source of entertainment, my source of information. I miss going outside, and I miss the time when kids played outside. Like, I liked playing outside and having friends, because it's lonely. Okay, we used to have drag races with like my motor scooter and my whatever vehicles that we had in the neighborhood. I lived in a rich neighborhood, but that's beside the point. We used to play. We had scooters, we had bicycles, we had motor scooters, we had whatever.
We used to do a lot of different things.
And now it's like playtime is like, hey, when you get home from school, instead of saying, hey, come over to my house, we'll go ride bikes. It's get on Fortnite so we can go, do that. It's still kind of camaraderie, but you're not interacting with these people socially.
Yeah, and I mean, we right now we kind of can't do that still, because of the vid. The vid is kind of made that, I guess.
So
it's made it a little worse this year.
So I guess you could say that well, I think the whole virus pandemic thing has made us all kind of think back to a simpler time because that's what we want to remember. And then you get nostalgic, and then you start to remember
what it was
like. And then you start to think back, and then you start to see how screwed up our society has been. And you start to realize maybe we need to fucking change that going forward.
And that's something I am glad that we've been talking about more.
To end on a positive note here.
Yes.
Even though the pandemic is a shitty situation.
It's been kind of a blessing in disguise.
We can hope it's going to be a blessing in disguise. Even though we can't replace the lives that are lost.
No.
Here going forward, maybe we can learn a lesson from it. And maybe change how our education system goes, how we respond to things like this. We can see the flaws in our society and maybe change some of them. Maybe being separated from people so much will make people want to be together again, and we'll start having those more social interactions instead of just being on the phone. Maybe we'll put them down.
Yeah. And I do agree with you, so I think that's something that we can hope for.
Maybe it's a good thing to be nostalgic, and that we can move forward and progress in other areas, and maybe come back to certain things like how we used to talk to each other, how we used to interact. Once we are all safe.
Keyword is safe.
But on that note, I say it is time that we go.
Yeah, it's food time.
Yes, it is food time, and you guys, thank you guys so much for listening here on your Friday nights, and you can catch us from now on, almost every Friday night.
Yes, almost every Friday night.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess that's Central Time, Eastern Standard Time here on SpittinFur. For right now, on Facebook.
Yep. So you guys have a good night and a great weekend.
Yes, good night.